Hey, welcome back. Welcome back to the Scorpio channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to my channel, we do a general message for Scorpio. Know that energy is fluid. Rules could be reversed. Just interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Also know on this channel and all my channels, I like to dive deep within the reading. So I look at everything, but we take a lot more time to look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, to see how they play those karmic themes, how you understand why everything's playing out the way that it is, right? A lot of times we're like, why is a person that I know cares about me and likes me and has feelings for me? Like, not just as a person, but romantically, they don't treat me like that. Well, again, there's always a spiritual reason. So once we can see the spiritual reason, we're able then to implement new ways to deal with that energy. Because it's not about changing that energy, it's not about changing that person that's creating that energy. It's about changing yourself to change the energy, is what I was trying to say. Because we always want to change that energy. It's about learning to see things from a different perception. And then what do we do with that energy? We have to actually transmute it into something. Really, we turn pain into power. Emotional energy should be channeled, and it channeled always into purpose, right? That's really what we're supposed to do with that energy. That's how we alchemize. Otherwise, we don't get to see ourselves differently. And if we don't get to see ourselves differently, well, then guess what? The same types of experiences continue to play out. And then we're stuck in a karmic loop. And that really solidifies that belief. And that's what makes people depressed. That's what makes people not really able to let go, right? When people are depressed, they can't let go. When they worry about the future, they have anxiety. And that's because people that are always viewing their life through the wound. If we're always coming from a place of fear, we're not obviously coming from our true self. The true self is a higher self, and that energy is of unconditional love. So, shadow readings are telling you where all your blocks are. But you're the creator of your life, you're the alchemist of your life. You can heal your life. The perception is that you can, and it's because you've lived certain experiences for so long that you're like, that's all you know. And really, what makes things manifest is not just the thoughts that you think, but the emotions that you have towards it. The emotion is the catalyst. It's really the gateway to your spiritual healing. So we want to alchemize any negative energy, because if we don't, then it becomes energy that's held in the body as stress, and it blocks the chi, which is prana, which is also known as spirit, right? That gives you life, spirit, which gives you life. That makes it difficult for that energy to flow through you. So we don't know that we're imbalanced a lot of times until that sickness manifests. But, it's a sign, just like a bad relationship, it's a sign that we need healing. All right, let's see what the underlining energy is. The underlining energy is vanity. Vanity. So someone cares a lot about what they look like. And I feel like you have pride too. You're like, this person didn't treat me well. Like you're in connection with someone that didn't treat you well because they again care about what they look like. So, they're holding back, and they're holding back from you because I feel like they were being mocked, or they're being mocked by friends, by people that just are like, oh, what are you gonna run back to, like, your girlfriend or your boyfriend? Oh, like, just trying to make this person feel stupid if they do. And I feel like it's because this person they talked a lot, I feel like they talk a good game to their friends. So again, what it is like what you see now is that they're really a disappointment because they care so much about what they look like to people that don't really have anything to do with you. They don't know you. They don't know you. They're again, I feel like generalizing you. It's not that they don't trust you, they don't trust this person. I feel like this person is surrounded more by frenemies and not friends. People that are telling them what's best for them, and that would not be for them to go to you, is the energy. And that's so and this is what you see. And so it could be from anything from like a friend, friends, to family, to an ex, to somebody. And so what you're seeing is that this person isn't really who they claim to be. Like they stay away from you because of criticism. And again, these people that are surrounding them are already criticizing them because they're mocking them in a certain way, making them feel like inadequate, making them feel like they can't trust who they are, making them feel like, what are you going to run to that person? Oh, you have to answer to your girlfriend, or, like this person can't be as macho, or again, they listen to their boyfriend over anything, whether you're a girl or guy. Take it as it resonates. And so this person again lives a lie. It's an illusion because they don't want to deal with your mouth because, hey, listen, they listen to their friends for so long that they didn't win either which way, and I feel like that's what this person is starting to realize, and that they have to live the illusion to you like they didn't do anything wrong. So that's what's disappointing to you because you're like, oh, pride, where really there's a lot of jealousy. This person thought that you would get jealous by them holding back, and really now this person's a little bit jealous because again they're the ones that are holding back, even though that this is a soulmate connection. And I say that because knowledge and that wisdom, that ESP through the heart and mind is through claircognizance. It's a spiritual connection where it was a past life connection with the potential to step it up to twin flame level. But this person would have had to be able to think for themselves and not listen to other people. And so again, what happened is the energy became like negative because it's almost like this person felt like you were going to rescue them from their environment and you didn't. So they're a little pissed off at you and they don't really know who to be mad at, to be honest with you. Because again, the people that they were friends with, they're not, they're starting to see that they're more like frenemies. And, you know, you actually have resentment too because this person like held back. There was sadness and pain for a long time, but this person wanted to be self-righteous, my way or the highway. You again became impatient because hey, you were lonely. They want to sit there and give energy to other people, and what happened is you became intolerant. Because what you saw is also like this confident person who you thought that they were, and this identity that they sold you on was again that's not who they are. They're someone that's insecure, that abandons people because at one time they were rejected, so they don't want to be rejected. So you can't really trust them, and that's the thing. So this person just continues to act like they don't really care, like they don't have any apathy, that they don't care. Because it's like they care more about what it looks like. And it's like they have love blocks. And so, again, it wouldn't surprise me if it was family telling this person, don't make choice because, hey, listen, relationships don't work out for you. And I feel like this person is very insecure when it comes to relationships. So they ask other people for their advice, and those people are like mocking them, making fun of them, telling them bad advice. And this person, like, again, is not a strong person, but then they want to be the one that around you and they want to be controlling, and they've created too many like barriers to the because of past situations, and especially if they're holding on to people. It's like this person had a lot of wishful thinking, that thinking that you were going to just come back and fix it and do whatever because of the connection. It's like, so what is this person doing now? It's like, I feel like they're not 100% present because they're not 100% happy where they are. It's like they listen to other people. Other people like didn't have steered them in the wrong way. This person's living a lie. They're creating an illusion to pretend that everything's okay, but everything's not okay, and they know that it's not okay. So this person wants to like be wild at heart. They have a desire for freedom, and I feel like they've gotten themselves into trouble because of that. And really, when they were with you, that's what it was. They didn't really want to be in a connection with you the whole time. And so now I feel like because they're not in a good place, there's a sense that, they would like to come into your life, but they're very imbalanced right now. So they would be coming in like a whirlwind, like getting caught up in like kind of passion, but more like drama because this person is being controlled by frenemies or people that don't have their best interests at hand. They would never be able to build strong roots. They were never able to create strong roots with you because, again, there was those people. So, and this person's not strong within themselves. So it's like they pretend. So they don't want you to look beyond like the love. It's again because underneath it, it's like they're not strong. They're not really who they say they are, and they never were. They just thought that this was going to play out differently, and now they're not happy because, again, what they're seeing is that they're being used by family or friends or whoever it is. That's somebody is doing it. Again, like where this person is seeing, I'm not really safe in my environment, but I'm not going to say anything and I'm not going to come back to you and apologize because, hey, I care about what it looks like. So I can, if this person owns a business with friends, what they're realizing is that those people are not friends. If doing something with family, what they're realizing is the family really isn't acting like loving family. It's more like a facade. And everyone cares more about what it looks like than actually what it is. But this person is choosing to stay in that dynamic because, hey, they didn't give anything to you when they had the opportunity to be with you. They wanted to be free. And so that's the energy there again, that because they have wild at heart. And so, hey, even if they were in a relationship prior, they weren't giving that person, that either. This person had expectations, you had expectations. They drained you, and now this person's acting like the victim. Because again, the people around them and the illusions that they create to stay looking for everything to look a certain way is keeping them consumed. Thinking that people are unaware of what's happening, but so that they can again look more superior, but a person can't fake the funk for so long. So this person actually has a lot of, again, reckless behavior. And that reckless behavior is they need a lot of attention. They need the spotlight and the attention, and they're just reckless, like I said. And that's, drugs, people, just because they don't have control over their life. And what they see is that, hey, the facade, like their mask fell off. You kind of see who they are. It's like, and there's kind of like no coming back from that. It's kind of what I'm feeling. It's like almost like this person like is like, I'm not gonna come to you, I'm not gonna apologize, I'm not gonna say anything because, hey, no, because again, look, they're in the midst of getting like humiliated, like public ridicule, like their life is being kind of ruined, like by whoever's around them. So they had friends or family that they thought had their best interest at hand, but they don't. It's like because this person didn't really appreciate what they had when they had it. And that could have been someone that, you know, let other people like run the business or do most of the work in the business. This person didn't just have bad character with you. They had bad character with the people that they're surrounded by, and whether it's friends or family, and now the friends and family don't trust them, instead took their energy, and this person would have to, accept their losses and walk away in order to really be with you. Otherwise, how are they going to pretend to have this life and be this person and have you up close and personal? They can't, and that's really what the problem is. So understand like this person is in a place of right now, seeing the bigger picture, you know, it's kind of like coming to Jesus type moment for this person. So they're not really able to do anything for you right now. And it's where you are, it's like you're creating this person, like I said, is doesn't really want to see what happened. It's again, there's a sense of it happening too many times. They're closed-minded and they just have fear-based thinking. And that's all that that is fear-based thinking. And that's because of who they surround themselves with. It's ironic. It's like this person has to live recklessly and in a low vibration in order to stay connected to people because of the facade. Whether it's like, again, there might be with karmic even, but there's no love there. It's just like, again, we live in a big house and have a lot of assets together. So it looks real good on the outside and in paper, but really it's a horrible connection. If they have a business with family or friends, same exact thing. So this person is hiding behind that. So they couldn't really give you anything. They're in the midst of getting like publicly humiliated. Being like getting called out on their behavior. So that's what we see here. So we have to say, why did you attract this person into your life? You're a mirror of whom what comes into your life. So let's pull six to see what that energy is. One, two, three, four, five, six. Let's see what that energy is. The inner child wounds. What happened here? Well, again, look at this. Rage, trauma, neglect, discipline, overwhelm, joy. Well, that says it all, doesn't it? It's like growing up with a very rageful parent, again, like will make us angry. We happen to have like inherit the same habits and behaviorisms, like as our environment. So, and I say that because if you were neglected because your parent traumatized you, because they were always angry. Well, you're going to be angry too. And because understand it's the thoughts that you think, the emotions that you have that create your life. So it stripped your joy for a long time. And so even if you weren't rageful, you were still fearful. There was only two energies, love and fear. So some people were brought up in an environment where they were always afraid. And that trauma, again, was because of the neglect and just being overwhelmed all the time, not feeling comfortable in your own skin, not allowed to be just you. And if you're in a place of surviving because you just can't be you comfortable in your own skin, where the joy is being robbed because, hey, you're being traumatized partially because, hey, there's no support at all. You're being neglected emotionally, psychologically, physically, every single way. Well, because someone's so angry with their life, well, then you're more in the energy of trying to survive, because when you're when you're a little kid, you're trying to figure it out. It's like logically, you cannot figure things out. So you do what makes you feel comfortable to try to avoid that energy. Like when we don't feel good as a child and we can't run away, what we'll do is we'll hide, we'll detach, we'll disassociate. Well, as a adult, people tend to detach and disassociate as well. It's a very common thing. But if we're detached and disassociated, we're no longer in the present moment. And we're no longer in the present moment. We're not disciplined enough to like create the life experiences really we need to create for ourselves to create the life that we want, which is what I'm trying to say. So, that's what I see here. It's like that your environment created your reality because children are not just born angry. like, or upset or sad or negative or any lower emotional energy. They only are happy. Children are happy. They're not prejudiced. They don't see things from a negative way. They're taught to see things from a negative way from the environments that they go into, the environments that they're born into. So again, so it looks like you just had inherited that, so might have lived from a more survival perspective, which means you hadn't gone out and created enough of yourself. And when you haven't created enough of yourself, what happens is the energetic template from the previous experience that traumatized you has created that energy vibration is what's going to attract people like that to you as an opportunity for you to learn the spiritual lesson. It's not that you're deserving of negative energy. It's that there's only two energies, love and fear, and you could be someone that is just like overgives, overloves, overdoes because that's what you were conditioned to do. And that's just your God given energy. And so, people take advantage. But so we really have to, you know, not just roll out the red carpet when we meet people. We have to come from a place of of strength within ourself, where I feel like you weren't strong within yourself. And spirit says they were still holding on to that energy. And so the habits and the behaviorisms are gonna, be the same as what you learned to survive and navigate the relationship previously. Spirit says, you may feel like you're not on the right path because it's the road less traveled, but it's like God always makes a way where there is no way for you. It's time to create your own way. It's again because you are on the right path and it's just the road less traveled. So it means like not everybody's gonna like what you do. You're not $100 bill. Not everyone's gonna like you. But you don't need everyone to like you. You need for the right people to love you and to like you and to support you. And that's what you need to do. And so like this person tried to make you undervalue yourself because hey, they're living in an environment that they're not even who they claim to be. This is who that person is. Their mask fell off. And Spirit says, "Nah, it's time for you to go listen to this, listen to the whisper of your own soul. Align your actions with your values. So if your values always to, treat people the way you want to be treated, make sure you treat yourself that way first. Then you can treat a person that way because you're going to see whether they treat you that way. It's important to show people how you want to be treated through how you treat yourself. And that's when you treat yourself with love and respect and kindness, well, then you're going to get that back eventually. The Spirit says it's all about the grand journey that unfortunately all experiences, good or bad, are what shapes your soul to help you grow. Unfortunately, we learn most of our lessons, important lessons, through pain. And now Spirit says, now it's time to change the energetic template altogether. Go out into uncharted waters, evoke your curiosity, discover new aspects of life and yourself, because that's how that happens. You go out into the world and you discover who you are and you discover the things that stir up your soul, and it makes a way where there is no way. So this was only here to help you integrate all parts of yourself because there was fragmentation there from how you were brought up. Again, to make you feel like unworthy, to make you feel a certain way, which is not true, and to maybe think a more negative way because, again, that's inherited. But you got to remember what our parents lived through and how they were raised. And the different time periods, the different traumas that played out collectively, and the different traumas that played out with ancestral. So, people do the best that they can with what they have. Spirit says it's all about freedom through faith. Understand, faith is a bridge that connects you to what you sow, to what you reap. So, again, calm your thoughts and rise above fear. You are free yourself of all doubt by entrusting your doubts to God. Put it in God's hands, and that you have faith in God's perfect timing and placement. So it'd be like, just because this relationship didn't work out, Spirit says, in the right time, in the right place, you know, you're going to meet someone. I know what you want more than you know what you want. You're down in the physical world to remember who you are. And that's again an unfoldment process. That's why we have deja vus. That's why signs and synchronicities happen to help guide us, to help us remember who we are. And Spirit says, so yeah, everyone's deserving of love. If you want love, you can have love. But it's all about you finding yourself again and becoming yourself. And that's again going on a grand journey to evoke your curiosity, to find new passions and new aspects of the world. And a lot of times what we think that we know and we think that we don't like, a lot of times we return to things that we see from a different perception, and that allows us to like, it allows us to let go, it allows us to see ourselves differently. And Spirit says, just know that when you trust, you have freedom. And that's all what this was about. It's like when you went through this experience and you chose yourself and the mask fell off. If you would have ran into the situation and you would have, you thought this person was somebody else. And that's the thing. You fell in love with a person that doesn't exist. And there's nothing more embarrassing to a person than that. So that person, I feel like, is living their karma. All right, I'm going to leave that there, Scorpio. You let me know how you resonated, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.